Greetings, salutations, everyone. Reviewania back with Reviewwania number 2. Just got my books through, and they were delivered to another house because I wasn't in this morning. So as always, I'll read the books and tell you what I think of it. So the first one I've read is Amazing X-Men number 18. This is to do with Juggernaut, and basically there's a lot of sitting around, and I mean that literally. They ask Storm what she's going to do about the Juggernaut, and she says, I've been in a foul mood, all I want to do is sit down. And her and Colossus start talking, and Colossus says, remember that time whenever you decided to even not wear anything? And she was like, haha, yes. And it's like, okay. And they're all just talking about the biggest monsters that they've slayed and things like that. And some of them, like Firestar and Iceman, go after the Juggernaut. And the Colossus then talks to like some dude, I can't remember his name, and he becomes the Colossus. And then he doesn't become the Colossus, it's actually somebody else. So the next issue, even though this was the conclusion of the Juggernaut story, it's Colossus versus the Juggernaut. So it's a very, very strange issue, and as Bagging and Boarding Bad Boy said, once Jason Aaron kind of stepped away from this, it's kind of not been as good, and I will echo that sentiment. I still pick it up because it's still probably my favourite X-Men book to read. One of the issues that I'm glad has kind of come to an end, it seems to be if there's a 4-part and involves something green, it's not good, and this one is Thanos versus Hulk. As Mark Newton 89, said in his video, it's not Thanos versus Hulk because Thanos has been in the first issue and you see him in the last panel in this. It's kind of a case of the Hulk is with Analysis or whatever, I can't even say it. It's with this dude here, and there's like a troll talking about these two fighting each other, and the troll kind of magics him back to Earth and says, great, I'll not have any Avengers on my tail now. And at the end it says, Maria Hill asks Banner what happened. He says like, oh, just to do with Thanos, a troll, and Analysis or whatever. I don't even know. I can read it but I can't say it. And he says like, all vacations are so tiring. And then in this here it says that there's Thanos the Infinity Revelation come June 3rd 2015, which I don't know if I'll pick up or not. If Thanos is actually in it, then yeah, but I just wish, because obviously they've made Hulk Doc Green now, and he's not the original Hulk, so to speak. He's not the Hulk that I know and love, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's the dude's name there that I can't say, so just in case somebody else can say it for me. So now I have another 3 books to read, so I'll be back with you momentarily. It'll be as if nothing has happened. Okay guys, so just finished reading Darth Vader. This is a new character called Aphra, or something, A-P-H-R-A, and basically she is caught stealing something, and she's going to go to jail. Darth Vader comes over, kind of rescues her, and he utters a really weird line, I have need of you, not I require your assistance, I have need of you. And basically Darth Vader and Aphra go to her ship, and she starts like babbling on about whether she should call him Sir, or Sir, Your Majesty, Your Illustriousness. She doesn't call him Jeff Vader, which is highly disappointing. It's an Eddie Izzard reference. Yeah, so she installs this thing into the droid, because the droids she have, like, it's kind of like C-3PO, but instead of being etiquette on, this and that, he's etiquette on customs, translation, and torture. So obviously, the other one was fluid in 6 million forms of communication, and could talk about moisture evaporators till cows come home. But yeah, this basically just towards the end of it, she says about, I take it you're my mission, and Vader says that he requires an army to obey his every command. So it looks like they're going to Geonosis, which is obviously in the second film, The Attack of the Clones, where they go to Geonosis and Master Sifo-Dyas, who was killed almost 10 years ago. Yeah, and that's obviously where they have the clones, so this is obviously how the Empire will get their stormtroopers back, is what I would say. The next one that I read was Deathstroke. I don't know, I think this is ended now because on the end page it says see Slade's new toy in Convergence, Batman Shadow of the Bat #2. Then in June join us for Deathstroke God Killer, because I'm going to show you the last page here, so if you don't want to see it, look away now, I'll tell you whenever I've finished. Which is this, which looks like it's his new suit, which looks very sparkly. It's away now. And then it has here the Convergence checklist, and that's the checklist for April 22nd and April 29th. Look at all that. That's just insane. Yeah, so it was okay. Harley Quinn is in this issue again. It's to do with his son and daughter, and he's fighting against his father and things like that. It was alright. I wouldn't say it was the best issue that I've read. The one with Batman was probably the best one, but yeah. So I've got one more to read, and I'm going to show you some pickups that I got delivered today. So I will be back again momentarily. Okay, so the last comic I read was He-Man and the Eternity War #4. The one problem I have with this is that people don't call He-Man He-Man, they call him Adam, which is really frustrating because he transformed from Adam to He-Man essentially, and it's just it just annoys me. So the She-Ra is on the hunt for one of the eyes of Chrono, which is kind of the eyes of Castle Grayskull. There's like 2 gems in them. And she comes up against Hordak. Obviously, if you're a fan of the She-Ra TV show, you know who Hordak is. Hordak is like the Skeletor of She-Ra's dimension of Eternia and Etheria. I had to think there. Yeah, so you see these two having a fight, and it gets pretty brutal, and that's one thing I'm starting to love about these comics, is that they're getting really brutal. One of them had She-Ra chop off Scorpia's tail, and in this one Hordak actually plunges his sword through She-Ra's chest. I'll see if I can show you here. But it was, I couldn't believe that. Obviously the Snake Man are aligned with He-Man and the Masters now. Yeah, there. So you never see that happening in the TV show. So Hordak looks like he's going to get the Eye of Kronos, but just in the nick of time Skeletor turns up, and the way Skeletor is drawn is very strange. I love the last panel, but the way Skeletor is drawn looks very strange. I'll show you in a second. So he says, you know, like to She-Ra that, oh, it looks like this good victory, child, and it says child, and then it says don't die yet, and then it says it's not when we have a world left to save. But it's just the way he's drawn, just a face looks very strange. But yeah, I would probably say that if I were to rank them, I would go He-Man, Darth Vader, Deathstroke, Amazing X-Men, Thanos vs. Hulk would be the way I would actually rate those comics. Whoops. Get in. Right, and I'll show you ones that arrived today. Now, obviously, as you know, I'm going to London Film Comic Con. There's a gentleman going to be there called Kevin McGuire, so I got this cover for him and Dan Slott to sign, which is this. With me being a big fan of Green Goblin, I think it was a class to get it signed by both of them. One of the series that I really enjoyed reading, and couldn't find the issues 5 or 6 for love nor money. Find them on Graham Crackers, where my good friend Johnny and I did like a joint order. So I got number 5, which is first print. I actually have issue 4, which is obviously the first appearance of Miles Morales, which I got for 99p. Issue 6. And then, with me being a huge He-Man fan, one of the comics that I got ages ago was The Origin of Skeletor, but I had a bit of spine damage and was really, really unhappy with it. I got a new one of it, so it's in pretty good condition. And one of the ones that I'm trying to complete is the DC Universe versus Masters of the Universe. So as you would have seen on my last video, Mark Newton sent me issues 5 and 6. I got issue 2, which is Skeletor Unleashed, which again looks very odd, and issue 4. I have issue 3 coming, which I won for the bargain price of 75p. And I also have, which I love going through, the new previews catalogue. I always enjoy going through these, so I do. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Oh, yeah, I need to recommend a YouTuber. One that I will recommend because I actually watched one of his latest videos. I just need to bring up here just to make sure that I get the name right. Give me 2 seconds. Liking the Covers 4963 really just hit 50 subscribers. Is due to the fact that Tyloxthemighty, good shout out to you, sir, because you're awesome. He recommended him on one of his videos. I think it was maybe his Tom Ray video. Went over, subscribed to him, and one of my videos, maybe today or tomorrow, will be my entry into his 50 subscribers. I've got a couple of ideas planned, so I just need to get some editing stuff done in order for that to really pop up. But yeah, that is going to do it for me. So keep on reading the comics, and thanks for watching, and until next time.